And there was a difference. This was interesting in terms of Yiddish because I also did some workshops for Workman's Circle, where they're secular. They knew nothing about the sort of the Jewish content of Yiddish. So that, for example, so I began using that as part of the class. I said, you have to know, some of like if my father used to have an expression, Skeitchen Senile. Well, if you've never been in shul or ne'ilah, if you don't know what it is, it's a meaningless phrase. If you have, then you know the awesomeness of it, and so on, and what it means. But when you gave them certain expressions, like a Skeitchen Senile, or my mother used to have an expression, when something is very short, you say, Famestatanis bis Pirim. So you have to know these things, and they're very important. Skeitchen Senile. Okay, so Ne'ilah is the last prayer on Yom Kippur, and it's a time of great. It's awesome. Before that word was taken over by the teenagers. It's a time of awe because the gates are closing. It's at the end of the day. People have fasted. They've gekloppt in their hearts. You've asked for forgiveness. You've prayed. This is now the moment when the gates are about to close. We don't know which side we're going to be on. We've asked for life, for all kinds of things. We don't know. So it's for an observant Jew, even if you're not observant, just the drama of it, that, Skeitchen Senile, the sun is setting, the music, as the Chazanim used to sing it, it's all very, very, it's a terrifying time if you allow it. If you don't, if you say it's schwanzes, that it's schwanzes. But if you have that sense of, of a fasting group, people are already weakened, they haven't eaten, the light, the sun is setting, the gates are closing, and, the terminology, the language is the gates are closing, Ne'ilah. So you use it. My father used to use it. Okay, his two sisters didn't get along very well. And he wanted them to, they're getting older already, and he wanted them to make up, to be, so he used to say, Rezel aruchel eskeitchen senile. It's all coming to an end soon. So, be good to each other. So it's a lovely phrase for someone who understands it, right? Estatanis with Purim is not such a big thing because, there's the feast, the fast of Esther before Purim. So it's the same, just an extension. So if you want to say this lasts very little. My mother used to say, it's not going to last, vi fin Estatanis bis Purim. It'll have a very short life. So these are some of the expressions. I remember I used to sort of gather them so we would be able to, that they would be able to, meet them. And I remember somebody who was new to Yiddish and who came from a very assimilated family and so on, but she loved Yiddish. So she was translating something. She was going to come over and get some papers from me. And I said, well, it's Shvius, I'm going to be in shul. So she said, Shvius, oh, that's when they eat blintzes. I said, it's also Shavuos. I use the Galiciana, right? Yeah. So I said, it's also Man Matan Torah. So in other words, for her it's blintzes because that's what's the popular mind. And you don't remember that one of the major events in Jewish history is the giving of the Torah, Man Matan Torah. And that doesn't, in other words, what can you say except that it's better to have more translators, even the ones who speak it phonetically or don't know but the beautiful thing about Yiddish is that it's so steeped in Tanakh, in history, and that is part of its beauty, that it isn't just a phonetic language. Now, I'm sure all languages have some of that, but I think it's particularly rich because it is so Tanakhically and Talmudically, and the sources are so deep and so wide,